I am so proud and honored to be on the same stage with him. Let's bring up Bruce Lipsky. All right, Bruce!
You back aheads don't matter.
Well, a little tired this morning. I got up at the crack of dawn, which is kind of weird because I always thought her name was Joyce. I don't know if anybody here has elderly parents. I have a 93-year-old dad. He called me up the other day. He said, Bruce, guess what? They just opened up a new comedy club in my neighborhood. I said, that's fantastic, Dad. What's it called? He said, Stand Up MRI. I said, did you check it out, Dad? He said, yeah. Something weird. I don't think they ever close. I said, why? He said, the sign always says open MRI. And I worry about my dad. He was at the doctor recently getting his annual physical, and the doctor called me up and he said, Mr. Lipsky, your father showed up to my office carrying a small chair. I said, did you ask him why? He said, yeah. He said, that was his stool sample. It kind of makes sense because lately he's been complaining of hard stools. I just hope I don't inherit this hard stool. But the doctor suggested that I get my father to the hospital to get some tests. So we're in the hospital, walking down the hallway. I put my arm around my dad and I said, Dad, I got your back. He looks at me and said, you got my back, how about taking my inflamed prostate? So we get into the elevator, we're standing back over here, and all of a sudden this technician wheels in this machine with all these tubes and hoses. My father looks at me and says, Mister, you're not going to hook me up to that machine today, are you? The guy says, I hope not for your sake, it's a carpet cleaner. I always try to take care of my parents. I like to take them out, and so I take them out to breakfast regularly. And their favorite place is called Friendly's. But there's never anything friendly about my parents when they go out. They're lukewarm at best. And my mother calls over the manager. She says, Mister, it's bad enough my eggs are runny and my toast is burnt. But how come you don't serve coffee in those nice brown Friendly mugs anymore? The manager said, later we stopped doing it because people kept on stealing them. She goes, oh my, I can't believe it, that's a travesty. Only needed one more to complete my set. Now I have a mother with a mugshot for being a mug thief. And it was her anniversary coming up, so I figured I'd take him out to a nice fancy restaurant. So we go to the restaurant, and right away it's the same thing. My mother starts eating. She says, Bruce, this soup is cold, it's disgusting, it's tasteless. I said, Ma, that's the finger bowl. Then when she got her dinner, she started eating, she slammed down a fork and said, this is the worst Greek salad I've ever eaten. I said, Ma, I told you how many times not to order a Greek salad at a Chinese restaurant. And I'm really worried I'm going to turn into my parents. I'm turning 68 years old, and I looked in the mirror the other day. I look like a rusted old 56 Buick. This body is totally shot and out of alignment. My rear end is making funny sounds. My hose leaks. And my ball joints have all dried out. I said, oh, I better get Mako. Mako says, oh no, you better get Medicare. I got to my doctor and I said, Doctor, you're really sluggish in the morning. He said, I made an appointment at the Pep Boys. He said, go see Rocco, he's AARP certified. It used to be in my house, if I had a leak, I'd call my plumber. Now I call my urologist. And he's $50 cheaper. I remember back in the day, I used to go to Studio 54. Remember the famous discotheque? I used to go across the floor. I used to meet a nice hot chick over there. We'd go bust a move. Now, I'm afraid to take my wife dancing. I may bust a hip. My wife said to me the other day, she said, Bruce, let's get down tonight. I said, I don't mind getting down tonight, honey, but how the hell am I going to get up? I'm starting to forget things. I swear my foam mattress has a better memory than I do. And my wife, the other day, she said to me, Bruce, lately when I talk to you, you don't seem to be paying much attention to me. Do you have loss of hearing? I said, no, I got loss of listening. We just celebrate 35 years of wedded bliss. Oh, no, wedded blisters. Because all these years she's been rubbing me the wrong way and I got the calluses to prove it. You know, they say that marriage is an institution, but so is Bellevue. You obviously have to be committed to both. You know, it's hard to keep things going in the bedroom, so I decided we're going to do some role playing. I said, I'm going to be James Bondage. And she said she's going to be Dr. No Way. Yeah. And lately my bedroom's been like Watergate. Every time I want to do an investigation, she goes undercover. But I mentioned before, it's hard to get old. You know, look at my hair. I'm kind of follicularly challenged up here. I started losing my hair at age 25. I used to part my hair. Now my hair's just departed. And I used to use a product to keep my hair stiff called Vitalis. Now if I want to keep things stiff, I depend on Cialis. Yeah, it's tough, it's tough. And I used to be a photography buff. I used to develop my film using my Polaroid. Now at my age, the only thing I'm developing are hemorrhoids. But you know, to get older, you got to stay in shape. So I just started an exercise program, but I only exercise late at night between the hours of 3 and 5 in the morning. I'm running sprints from the bedroom to the bathroom. My wife calls it my fleet of pee. It's tough. And I don't know if you can tell, but I got these things on the side of my eyes, these crow's feet. It's terrible. My doctor says my crow's feet are so bad they need orthotics. And this dermatologist, I said, I don't like him really too much. How would you feel about this? You walk into the dermatologist and the first thing he says to you, hey, give me some skin. Okay. I mentioned before that I like to exercise. My wife is a fitness nut. She takes something called goat yoga. You may have heard of this. This is when you're in a studio, you're laying on your back, and these horny, hairy creatures are running around. And some goats, too. And she says she finds it very therapeutic and relaxing, especially when the goat jumps on her back and licks her ears. I said, wait a second, I tried that last week. You slapped me and threw me out of the bedroom. And now you'll pay a goat to do it? She said, well, he has fresher breath and better technique. And before I met my wife, I used to date a lot. In fact, I had lots of dates. Now it's just prunes. But anyway, I actually dated a very famous TV weather person. I remember the first time we got intimate, it was like a bad winter forecast. She was predicting 10 to 12. All she got was 2 to 4. Now I know why they name hurricanes after women. But she is a lovely lady. She really tries hard. She'll spend an hour on the internet looking for a recipe. She'll spend another hour shopping and another hour cooking. And in 30 seconds, my son will say, you're cooking that shitty chicken again? She got so mad the other day. She said, Bruce, you think I'm running a 5-star restaurant in my house? I said, apparently you are, because every time you cook, I have reservations. And we had a party recently, and she served finger food. I said, honey, these finger foods are delicious, but next time, you gotta clip the nails. And I don't know if you know this, Richie, the research says as you get older, your skin gets thinner, which is kind of weird because after 30 years of marriage, I developed a much thicker skin. But she's into this organic stuff, my wife, so she sent me to the produce store to buy some organic fruits and vegetables. I get to the store, I'd never done this before, so I asked the produce manager, how can I tell which ones are organic? He said if they're half the size and twice the price, then they're organic. I said, I think I drive one of those, it's called a Prius. But she wanted organic kale. I never bought this stuff before, I don't even know what kale is. So I asked the guy, what is kale? He says, just think of kale as being lettuce's bitter cousin. I think I have one of those. She's 50 years old, been divorced 3 times. She must be kale. You know, things are tough. And also your mattress gets to be that point. Think about the last time you changed your mattress. You know, my wife went out and bought a $3,000 avocado mattress. She says she's going green. She's not going green, she's spending my green. She says it's organic and sustainable. Who wants organic in the bedroom? I want orgasmic. And after 3 weeks, it started smelling rotten. I'm talking about the mattress, not my wife. Okay. So anyway, I said, you know, I feel like I'm sleeping on a bed of guacamole. You know, what am I, fajita? What's next, sour cream pillows? But the really tough part is, she got one of those Craftmatic adjustable beds. Don't piss your wife off before going to bed when you have one of those. We had an argument. I went to brush my teeth. I came back, the bed was in the shape of a V. I said, honey, I can't get into this bed. She said, that's not the only V you're not getting into tonight. I guess I'm not going to ring her Taco Bell. Yeah. I have one son. He's 27 years old now. Remember when he was 13 years old, I caught him playing with a deck of cards with naked women on it. I said, what kind of games do you play with that? He said, lots of solitaire. I guess that's the noises coming from the rooms because he was playing with his other joystick, I guess. I don't know. But fast forward, he's 27 now. And I have a big vault in my house. And I opened it up the other night, and I caught my son in there. He was naked with his girlfriend. I said, what are you guys doing in there? He says, Dad, I'm following your advice. We're practicing safe sex. I said, I don't like this combination. I told him, our valuables belong in the safe. Your family jewels belong in your shorts. He's a good kid. But again, the family life is tough. Things are, you got to keep things going. Marriage is a tough thing. But like I said, they try things going. I got my wife a present the other day. She got one of those Keurig coffee makers, very expensive one. Every morning, she has 2 K-cups as a wake me up. Me, every morning, as a wake me up, I'd rather have 2 D-cups. There's something brewing over here. But to keep the passion going, you know what I did? I hired a couple of strippers to come to the house. My wife went crazy when these guys showed up in these overall sexy-looking guys. And they said to me, where would you like us to start pulling things off? I said, why don't you start in the bedroom and work your way down the hallway? They started taking things off, things got really steamy, and my wife was so happy. I said, that's where the old wallpaper is. And during this pandemic, my wife got hooked on Amazon. Anybody hooked on Amazon shopping over here? Everybody, exactly. We get so many packages, they just rezoned my front porch as a loading dock. Nassau County came in and gave me a permit. I feel like I'm living the dream of on the waterfront. I got so many boxes stacked up to the roof, I'm afraid to pull one down. It's like playing that game of Jenga for giants. I'm going from the first floor to the second floor, back and forth. I'm like a delivery monkey. My wife calls me her Amazon. Yeah, that's right. All right. She even has vanity license plates. She has vanity license plates. Hers says A prime. Mine says A primate. And my birthday was coming up, so she said to me, Bruce, can I get you something special? I said, how about a forklift? And we get so many packages, the post office just issued us our own zip code. And we actually have valet parking for the FedEx guys. But my wife discovered something called Zappos. You know what Zappos is? That's the online shoe retailer. We had a wedding to go to. She ordered 37 pairs of shoes. The FedEx guy was parked out there so long, he got a ticket for loitering. He got his 10,000 steps going back and forth from the truck to my front porch. He just left all the shoes over there. I had to drag all the shoes into the house. I was exhausted afterwards. I told my wife, your shoes are killing me. I tell you, it's tough. It's tough. But it really worries me. The other day I saw her painting in the driveway. Big letters, reserved for UPS. I think she's having an affair with the UPS guy. Because every time he comes over, she's always bragging about how big his package is. And now she's paying extra for backdoor delivery. What's that all about? I'm starting to wonder if my fulfillment center is lacking. I tell you, I know what Brown's doing for her, but what's he doing for me? But really, now she's into fantasy role play. She gave me a box, and in the box was brown shorts, construction boots, and a clipboard. Now, anytime I want to have sex, I got to sign for it. This is making my family life miserable. The only smiles in my house now are the ones in the cardboard boxes. But we do love doing things together. We love Broadway shows, nice dinners, the UPS guy. I tell you. Having a family, you got a lot of adjustments to make. Anybody have pets here? We had a cat for 23 years. And when this cat passed away, My wife decided she wants to get a dog, but she couldn't just get any dog. She got one of those designer dogs, spent $3,000 on this dog. She carries it around like a Gucci handbag, except the Gucci handbag only costs $2,000 and doesn't let you walk 6 times a day. And she dresses this dog in silk pajamas and a gold collar, and she's named him Fabio. Fabio. I don't call him Fabio, I call him Houdini, because the 2 wags of his tail has made my sex life completely disappear. Now sex is just a grand illusion without the handcuffs. So you know how hard it is to perform in bed when there's a panting tongue, a wet nose, and the smell of bad breath, and a dog? And this dog is completely taken over my bedroom. Lays on my side of the bed, on my pillow, next to my wife, snoring and farting. What do you think I've been doing for the last 35 years? I'm starting to wonder who the man of the house is now. I'm afraid to kick him out of the bed. I may get bitten, scratched, and growled at by my wife. And this dog has restless leg syndrome. I've never heard of a dog with restless leg syndrome. All night long, his legs are going like this. I don't know if he's dreaming about kicking me or the UPS guy out of the bedroom. And the other day, this big van pulled up to my house called the Rough Life, R-U-F-F. It's a mobile grooming van. $150 for a spa treatment. Okay, haircut, nose and pore moisturizer, blueberry facial. I said, what does he need this for? He's rubbing his face in crap all day and sniffing other dogs' asses. That's his spa treatment. For the $150, I should be getting that. I need a pet rescue, I think. But the way she treats this dog, she feeds him the science diet. Me, she feeds the science fiction diet. Serves me canned spaghetti and meatballs. All I know is the more canned food she serves me, the more time I spend in the can. But again, dogs are great, the pets are great, but the way she goes overboard with this dog, the dog just had his physical. His cholesterol's 37 points below mine. He's not walking around with pre-diabetes. But I guess the good news is we both tested negative for fleas. And recently my wife had to go for a PET scan and a CAT scan. She had some medical issues. So when we got to the doctor, I asked him, what are you checking for fleas next? And he said, well, we got to go through these tests. And I said, while you're at it, why don't you check it for distemper? And she said to the doctor, why don't you check him for my foot and his mouth disease? And my father was a philosopher. He always used to say, Bruce, you should always put your best foot forward. Who knew my best foot forward would have the gout, and my other best foot forward would be in my mouth. Thank you very much. My name is Bruce Lipsky. I hope everybody enjoyed the show.
Good job, Bruce. Thank you very much. Don't go down. I'm not going down. You stay here. All right. I got to tell you guys. Bruce, what's your website?
BruceComedy.com.
Go to that website and you will see there's so much that Bruce has done, and I am so proud to be with Bruce. It's really, after 60 years of friendship, this is the guy that you want to see. I love this guy. Can we bring all the comedians up to the stage? Have all those comedians that are here? Guys, anyone else here? Come back up to the stage.
Take a bow.
I see him. Come up, man. Come on up, guys. Let's get one more. Thank you, everybody. Come on. Let's get them up.
And what's up there? Guys, again, thank you very much for your interest. I want to thank all the comedians. You guys are just hilarious. I mean, unbelievable. Anyone Okay, I'm Arnie Price.
At YouTube, Arnie Price comedian. Guys, thank you very much, guys. Have a good night. Thank you. We're going to be in the hallway if you want to meet us and take a picture with us, autograph.